This may have been a mistake. Growing up, I always thought I played the best of what the GameCube had to offer. Smash, Phantasy Star, F-Zero GX, Universal Theme Park Adventure. I thought I saw it all, but unknowingly to a younger me, I could have never imagined there were games out there that never made it to American shelves. Games that I wouldn't know about for decades. Doan The Giant, Homeland, Mr. Driller Drillland. There's a whole list of GameCube games that over here in the States we just missed out on. So with the power of modern technology and a couple sleepless nights, I decided it was time to check out some of these GameCube games to see what I was really missing out on. And I gotta say, I definitely enjoyed a lot more of these than I thought I would. Though released not only in Japan but also in Europe, Doan The Giant was still never released in the States and is one of the few games I somehow remember. I think it was because I just kept seeing its trophy in Smash Bros. And it confused the hell out of me as a kid. With Doan The Giant, your goal is to play God, in which you can do anything from shape the terrain, help out humans to be respected, or destroy everything in your path to be feared. The more good or evil you do, the more the giant grows, and at the end of each day, Doshin goes to sleep so the cycle can begin anew. Even though this game is extremely simple and looks like hot ass, even by GameCube standards, there's just something about the simple gameplay loop that's satisfying. This is one of those games that its mechanics go beyond the surface of what they teach you, such as how you can just take a male and female from other villages and strand them on a random island to eventually just create an entirely new village to worship you. Turns out this is one of the many steps to beat the game, so it's cool that little things like this matter to the game. Though this game was designed for an N64, and boy does this show, I'm glad that even with me being late, I got to experience this game, as not a lot of games now do what this game tried to do, and that's be unique. Yo, they got a Bleach game for the GameCube? Why hasn't anyone talked about this? Oh. Do you guys remember the spinning helicopter assist trophy thing from Brawl? Like the one that get in your way all the time and you didn't even know what you were looking at? Yeah, this is that guy. After all these years, I finally understand where he's from, and that's kind of awesome. And dude, I don't know what it is about this game, but man, oh my god, it's so fun. Kurin Squash is a puzzle adventure game that reminds me a lot of old school Super Monkey Ball, with its cartoony art style and simple yet punishing gameplay. Your goal is to navigate levels filled with enemies, traps, and narrow hallways, all while your helicopter blades are constantly slowly spinning. You have no control over these blades except for occasionally being able to switch their rotation. So navigating levels is all about being extremely precise and following the flow of your blades. But whether it's the music actually just being fire, or the gameplay mechanics being really fine-tuned, I had trouble putting this game down. Seriously, I think out of every game in this video, this is going to be the one I go back to and beat. It has collectibles, rewards for beating a level without getting hit, and an actual story. With boss fights, mind you! Kurin Squash is definitely the game I wish came to the States the most. But even though it didn't, just like with Doshin, I'm really glad I was able to enjoy this today. Oh man, Homeland. If you didn't know, Homeland is the only game on the GameCube, shy of the Phantasy Star titles, that actually had full-on online multiplayer, which is insane to think about when looking at this game. Homeland is a non-linear RPG featuring multiple endings, 36-player lobbies, and a hand-holding mechanic that's something. And not gonna lie, seeing this game in action, it's kinda cool and impressive to think that something like this even exists. Not that it's mechanically impressive, after all it is kinda bare bones and looks like shit. It just sucks that it was limited to Japan, and sucks even more that I can't even enjoy it now because I just genuinely have no clue what's even going on. Like, trust me, it's not the developer's fault or anything. I would never put blame on them for me not speaking the language. I just can't follow this game in the slightest. I tried to make some form of progress in this game, but it was difficult because of how unlinear it is. I never knew where I was going, what to do, or what was going on. But I'll never argue on this point or say that this is a bad game. From my understanding, it was actually adored. It just really sucks that I can't play it. But I just felt like this game was still worth noting in this video for the sake of just appreciating it for what it was. This almost Animal Crossing looking art style and colorful cast of characters has me hoping that maybe one day we can see a return to Homeland. I mean, the company's still out here making games, so hopefully. Nintendo Puzzle Collection is a collection of Nintendo puzzle games. Go figure. Featuring Dr. Mario, Yoshi's Cookie Cutter, and Panel de Pon, or Tetris Attack. Now, I've never been a huge fan of Dr. Mario or Yoshi's Cookie Cutter, so I can't speak much on it, especially considering that I suck at both of them, but I still like them, and I don't think they're bad games in the slightest. They're just not for me. I do think that this game has really cool art styles though. I enjoyed Dr. Mario's animations and the fact that Cookie Cutter even has a story mode. It's kind of sick. But me being the Mario fan I am, I'm surprised they weren't the highlight of this game for me. Now Tetris Attack on the other hand. yeah, this is my jam, man. I'm usually not a puzzle game enjoyer unless you mix in a good story like in Portal or unique gameplay like with Captain Toad. But man, something about Tetris Attack. Obviously this game's old and has had multiple iterations, but I've just actually been living under a rock when it came to this entire series. The music, its simplicity, the way I get anxious the closer these blocks get to the top, the way the music simply gets me more anxious the closer it gets to the top. This game does everything right. I feel like a middle-aged woman discovering Candy Crush for the first time, and I mean that as the greatest and weirdest compliment. The only downside is I just don't really get the whole cute chibi anime girl thing. I feel like next to Dr. Mario and Yoshi, it doesn't blend well. I'm clearly out of the loop on this whole Tetris Attack lore thing, and I'm content with not understanding. But hey, if Bleach feels comfortable having a game where Aizen looks like this, then I guess I really can't complain that much about these anime girls. And these were just some of the many GameCube games that were locked behind being region exclusive. If you know of any more you want me to check out, then feel free to let me know. And let me know which game you found the most interesting. And it better not be the fucking Bleach game.